to, I'm not going to say my channel because I feel like a right idiot saying that. Welcome back to some of the videos that I make sporadically, charting my journey with my two horses, Vince and Jazzy. Today, that's my cat. My cat. Jasper, what's wrong? He's very talkative. That cat's really annoying, isn't it? Jasper! Shush! Today I am heading out show jumping. I am going to the Suffolk Equestrian Centre to their summer evening unaffiliated series that they're doing, and I am taking Vince. I have entered the 80 and 90. I might do them both. I might only do one. I'll just see how I feel, see how he feels, see whether I shit myself or not. I'm all right now, but I know when I get there and I'll see the jumps, I'll suddenly think, oh my God, when did 80 get so big? And I'll start like thinking worst case scenarios and things like that. Because that's just where I am with my mindset at the moment with competing. And we are just going to have some fun. You might have noticed it has been quiet with Jazzy at the moment. Hence why I'm taking Vince. I haven't done a lot with him. Basically, because he's a horse, him and Vince were razzing around in the field being idiots, and he did that thing, you know, when they like run up to the fence and then do a last minute sliding stop. He did that, and then he trotted away sound, and I thought, oh, he's sound. And then I brought them in to ride them, and he was instantly stiff. He wasn't lame, he's not lame at all, he was stiff. And I would say that he has pulled is it his glutes or his quads? Anyway, the big muscle that runs down the back of their hindquarters to their hock, that sort of muscle down there, he's really tight. He has been really, really tight across there. So he's had some time off, some physio and some very gentle exercise to just get him up and running. But everything's fine. It's not like, it's just one of them little niggly things that horses do every so often because, number one, they love wasting your money. And number two, they think, oh, you've been making plans. Haha, let's see what happens. So that's basically what he's done. But there's nothing to worry about. And it was easily sorted. I've just realised, actually, I've got to clear this horse box out. I've got to clean my boots still. And I've got to reverse out because we've got some builders and they've put a big pile of soil right where I need to put my ramp down. So I'm going to do that. Are you staying in here, cat? Do you want to see my cat? Hang on. Come here. He's very old. He's a very old boy, aren't you, Dylan? He's very cute, though, aren't you? Oh, lovely boy. Come on, down you go. Anyway, I better get on. I'm going to be late. Standard. I look really tired. I went to the gym this morning at silly o'clock in the morning because I then had to go to work before I could finish early to go to this. I don't know why we put ourselves through it.
Clear there, 58 to 51 goes into fifth.
What a good baby boy. That was touch and go for a bit. Huh? That was touch and go for a bit.
Number 10, Carla Parsons.
So this is our first round. This is the 80 centimetres. Luckily for me, the course is the same all evening. I'm useless at remembering courses, so when I hear that, it fills my heart with joy. And we come down, pop him into canter, and it's straight away a nice canter, and I can tell he's feeling really, really keen. Now, if you see, we approach this first, and you can watch him, and he just toes me into it. I have to really sit back to get him to, this was on a 6, but we get the 6. But I have to sit back and ride it. Come around the corner here to just this plain upright on its own for number 3. And he just travels down nicely, you get a nice shot to it. Then it's quite a sharp left dog leg, to 2 on a 7. So it's at this distance walk to 7. And you can see I'm really having to sit back and hold him to get the 7, but we do get the 7. Swing round here. Now this distance is a very short 5. So I have to really sit up. So I sit up and hold, and he does find it short, but we do get the 5. So that's excellent. And then we come right around here to a little spread that's on its own, which is popping that now. Get a bit close to it, but leaves it up, jolly good. And then we're going to come around the corner to, I can't remember where I was going then for a second. Yeah, just this little upright on its own again, pop this. And now it's the final three, which are in like a kind of a weird figure of 8. So we come around here to this oxer, and he just gives me a lovely pop over that. We go swing of this one round up over this upright with the filler in, jump that nicely. I'm not going for time, so I'm going all the way around this fence to get a lovely straight approach to the last, which we do, and he just pops down in it in a lovely rhythm. Really lovely round, very, very happy.
Well done, clear round there, 35.81, and that goes into the lead.
So this is our second round. This is the 90, exactly the same course, just 10 centimetres bigger. So straight into a cheeky walk to canter there on the correct lead. Always a good start. Now, as I'm coming around here, it looks like a nice canter, but straight away I can feel, I don't know if he's a bit more tired or a bit cocky, but he does feel a bit more kind of, I use the term strung out. So if we watch him, I managed to get him to a nice spot on this first, and then I just don't get my bum back in the sun. He just travels too much down that 6 and takes the pole. He's just got a bit long. And you can see there on the canter, it's all just a bit freer and long, and I'm not really sitting back quickly enough to get him back on his hocks. So we jump 3 around this dog leg to this distance, and then we pop the first part, and then it's just that bit freer for the first bit, so then we struggle a tiny bit to get the even 7. Then there's this short distance, and I let him just travel into it far too fast, and he has to do a little jiggle to hit the 5. Good boy, left it up. But yeah, it's just ring rust. And then I forget where I'm going. I forgot where I was going, even though I've done the course before. Forgot where I was going. Then I remember, and I come up here to this upright on its own, which we get a nice shot to. So yeah, at the moment he's just looking, compared to the first round, the canter's just looking a bit strung out, a bit long, and I just need to get my bum back in the sun. Really, see, that's it. I've let him travel on too long to that one, and that's put us in the base. I need to sit back, get him on his hocks, and get him kind of listening and bouncing in the canter. Even though that was a nice jump, we took the pole. I think now maybe he's getting a bit tired. I don't know. Lovely jump over this one. And then we swing round here, and I see a lovely distance, and he's travelling to it. And then I see a long one, and I flap, and I try and hit the long one. Very sensibly, he pops another one in, but we take the pole. What's up? Speak then. Hello, push. So we are back home. Bestest boys, even though they're a bit fat, get some grass. So pleased with him. He was just an absolute delight. He was such a good boy. You're always a good boy though, aren't you? Yeah, so you'll see from the rounds, really, the only real issue is I'm just rusty as hell. I have a bit of a tendency, especially like, so I did the 80, and then I was like, I'd already said before I'd gone in for 80, I don't know if I'm going to jump my 90, because it was quite a full up 80. And so I was like, I'm not going to jump the 90, I'm not going to jump the 90. And then I jumped the 80, and he felt so amazing. Where are you going, boo? Yeah, so he felt so amazing around it. I was just like, I want to do it again. So I did. I went into the 90, and then she was putting them up, and I was like, I kept going, this is the biggest 90 I think I've ever seen. It was a very full up 90. I mean, the 80 was full up, so I don't know what else. They weren't going to put them down, were they? And I went in, and I'm really proud of myself. Number one, for not listening to that little voice that was saying, you should go home, you've survived. I was like, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go in and jump the 90 too. And I would say that compared to the 80, it wasn't as good a round. But that was because actually I was actually trying to ride, and I'm just rusty. I'm just ring rusty. So there were times when I was literally trying to sit up and hold a little bit, because I'd walked a distance and I was trying to get that distance. And yeah, I was just not quick enough because I wasn't getting my ass back in the saddle quick enough, and like just getting my shoulders back and, you know, just getting his legs under, hind legs underneath him. So yeah, it was getting us close to a couple of fences. I mean, he's such a good boy. He's always going to try. You might notice with me, I don't carry a whip when I'm competing him, when I'm jumping him, because I have a theory, which is if this horse ever stops, it's always something I've done wrong. It's never his fault. So, you know, I don't feel the need to carry a whip. Look at him, isn't he gorgeous? Yeah, and so yeah, there was I just hit some pretty deep, dodgy ones, but like I said, he's a good boy. He's always going to try and help me out. And the last fence, I'm going to take full responsibility. I literally canted down to it. I was on a lovely distance. I could see the lovely distance, and then I saw the long one. And I went, and my little inventor head went, go on the long one, go on the long one. So I pressed for the long one. Vince very sensibly went, no mum, there's another one there. And it just got us right into, I just pushed him right into the bottom of the fence. Good boy, as usual, tried to jump it and took the pole. I was really disappointed with that. Out of all the rounds, the other bits, it was just like rustiness. I was disappointed with myself for that bit because I shouldn't have done it. But in the heat of the moment, we all make mistakes. I was quite glad to survive, so, you know, we'll let me off. But all in all, really, really pleased. And I may have already talked about going back next Thursday and doing the same again. So thank you very much for coming along to our show jumping. Drop a comment if there's anything that you think can be improved on or you want to see. If you want to see us again next week, do the same again. I'll try and do a bit more to camera. I don't know. Maybe do some of the prep that I do before I go to show. I've got a bit more time next week. But yeah, it's my good boy. So for now, from me and Vince, my superstar, goodbye. Hello, star of the show, aren't you? Huh? Kitty? Yeah, kitty.